I'm back! Hello, Foxfires. Welcome in. Hello, Sephim. Hello, Blaze. Rox, thank you for that. Happy late Mother's Day, the belated Mother's Day. I appreciate it. I have one son, and that son is Rox. The one model I have made. Thank you so much, Rox. I appreciate it. And Hemp, welcome in. Puffin, hello. Kosobuk, hi, Jimo. Get those poppies in, welcome in. Hello. I am finally back from a mini vacation. I wasn't gone too long. We only missed two streams. We missed Thursday and we missed Sunday. So we basically just have like kind of two lectures in a room, basically. Didn't realize the practice sheet was so big already. The practice sheet? How many we've gone through? Look how many layers we got behind my head. You can see all of them. Should we go through them all? This is my practice sheet so far. Well, I have this one, but this one's also technically 3, I think. Yeah, it's got this one, and then the head. So this page is where I started. And proportion day. Some of them are like multiple pages inside the folder, but ta-da, eyes, more eyes, ears and heads, mouths, and then ears, mouths, and then today, which I had nothing yet. So today, because I didn't get any of my homework done because I was gone. I did do like some practice where I could. I brought my notebook with me and a pencil and a paper, and I kind of did some sketching where I could, just by hand. But I feel like I didn't get some good solid practice in. So I figured we'll go through, and I didn't get to do my homeworks either. So we'll definitely go through, and maybe I'll do some 6 more of these guys. Do some more side-shaped ones, practice. Yeah, and just generally get some more mouth shape practice in. I'm not doing too bad because I did practice a little bit on the mouths ahead of time. But I figured let's at least do the homework sheets. So we'll go through them to kind of start and get into it. And then a color change. Floral. Boom. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Now my Wacom settings. Okay. Oh, did I lower the music? I did, but is it still loud? So I can turn it down some more. How's that? A little better? A little better? We jamming? To be fair, when I lowered the music, it was on a bit of a quieter song, and this one is a bit more from the hype pump up music playlist, so that could be why. Turn it back up! We jamming. Boom, doo, doo, doo. I am here. What are we doing? So I have kind of our game plan for today's stream at the top. So yeah, I'm gonna review some else a little bit, do some more of my homework that I missed. Then we are going to go into the viewer critiques again. Blaze, I know you're always interested in that, but anybody is open to, if you are following along with the course, I can critique any of the work that you want it to be critiqued. It's open for any of you guys. And then the new lesson we're going to be learning today is faces. So this lesson, it'll be a little bit easier and more review for kind of this week, because this lesson is kind of just taking all the little pieces that we have learned so far and just applying them together. And so yeah, the practice is just going to be applying every single piece that we've learned and practicing that. So it will kind of be a lighter week, which I think is nice to have some lighter weeks every now and then, it gives the brain time to process and stuff and put everything together. So yeah, that's what we're going to be working on today. And then I think next week is going to be hair. I think it's hair and then something else. Wait, what was the something else? Let me look at my lesson plan. I think it was hair. Oh, and then drawing different types of characters? Question mark? Let me look. And then I think we will be done chapter 2. Yes. So next week is going to be hair, and then the week after that will be drawing different characters, and then we have actually finished chapter 2 for the Coloso course. So we're almost at the end of chapter 2, which has been basically only focusing on the head so far. Then chapter 3, we'll get into drawing bodies actually. So that will be the new chapter that we check. And then I think after that, it's possibly doing shading. I don't remember, but that's getting pretty far, so. Hair, we can't have just bald people. I mean, when I was at the convention, I saw a bald Miku. Bald's in right now. Bald is a statement right now. Person had a bald Miku plush. It looked exactly like, you know, the plushes that you get of Miku, but it was bald. Can I be bald? You can be whatever you dream of, Jazim. Whatever you dream of and put your mind to. Even bald. But yeah, so let me... Actually, I'm probably gonna leave my mouths, not my mouse, onto the side here. And also, Destination Fandom VR, thank you for the follow and welcome to the Foxfires. Go! Okay, FK shaved my head. Oh no! You act fast on your dreams. Look, with the hot weather coming up, it might be a good thing. Because, it is warm out there. Alright, let's do another page. We're gonna name this one 2024.05.14. We'll do some mouth practice. I'll tell my wife you said it was okay. I mean, she'll be okay with it, right? No! That's not how that works. I don't want them mad at me. All right. Should we do, let's try a laughing mouth maybe? So, oops, I am on a white pen. There we go, black. So again, we want kind of reviewing what we learned. So we want a darker corner on the edge. Hydrate, posture, and stretch. Thank you, Destination. I got from the con, while I was at the con, I got some cold brew oolong tea. Oh, I don't need my settings. Why did my settings keep popping up today? But I got a cold brew oolong tea that was from Japan. So usually like oolong teas are usually like Chinese most often, but this one was a Japanese one, and it was very like, it tasted very different, and it was very like almost fruity. That was the best way I could describe it. So I have some of that. I'm gonna hydrate with that. It is very good. But I've never done cold brew tea before, so this is my first time, and it is very good. It takes a lot of the bitterness out, supposedly, and when I tried it, it didn't really have that like really strong bitter aftertaste that I don't like in when I have like regular oolong teas. And I don't know if that was the type of tea or if it was the fact that it was cold brewed. It was really, really good, so. Hello, Lillian, fellow Foxfires. Hope the con went well. It did. Hello, Nano. Japan tea's good. It's just very different. Like, I'd say both are good, but usually with the darker roast, it's much more bitter, I guess, and that's what I feel like a lot of oolongs usually have that. But this one was very, very smooth, so it was good. Are you a furry? I am not a furry. I feel like an actual furry would be offended if I was called a furry, but I have no issues with furries. don't have any kind of persona or anything. Gosh, I feel so unpracticed. Things are gonna be rough starting up here, cause I have not practiced. So yeah, things are gonna be rough. Did you have any tasty food on your trip? So much tasty food. So much. We had Indian food, ramen, what else was there? Ramen again. A bit of convention foods, just like some sandwiches, cafes, and stuff like that. But they were all good too. Ooh, a very tasty diner. But yeah, lots and lots of good food. I really enjoyed the Indian place we went to, actually. It was very tasty and very fancy too. I do. I first stole my lunch once, never again. They've been on my watch list ever since. Stole my chips and ran back up a tree. What the heck? Do you have tips on art? I mean, I would say my most general tip is don't compare yourself to other artists. Compare yourself to your past self. Often in art, if we're trying to get better at doing art, it's often like you will often find yourself comparing yourself to other people. Too late on that, please don't do it. Don't do it. It's very easy to get caught up in looking at other artists' work and being like, mine is not as good as that, right? But that's very like harmful to learning. It's okay to look up to and like admire maybe like their style or how they did something, or looking at them as like a mentor and somebody to learn from. But try not to get in the habit of putting your own hard work down by comparing it to other people who may have way more hours in practice than you, kind of thing. So the best way to, if you're like wanting to check on your art, is compare your artwork to things you have done in the past. So if you have like a notebook or something like that that you're practicing with, you know, marking dates on it and stuff, and like working sequentially, and then, you know, redrawing things maybe that you drew like a year ago or something like that, and comparing that work. It's just much more healthy that way. So that would be like my biggest like general art tip. I think like any artist can, I guess, benefit from that art tip. What about detail? I guess like what kind of detail are you talking about? If you had like a specific question, like doing mouths or like lines or stuff, like do you mean like rendering? Face detail? I guess like what's very important, like that we've been kind of talking about with this course, is proportions for faces is very important. So trying not to worry about, like, don't be so concerned with how things look, but it's more about where things are, I guess. It's not about how they look, but where they are. Could make a huge difference on just making something look proper. So for example, when it comes to like faces, I'd say these are like kind of, if it's more for beginners, some things to remember is like for your head shape, you know, you start with your circle and then you have your middle line. And we're gonna go over actually this a little bit more again too in the new lesson at the end today. But you want your line to be the same distance, and then this one comes up. So sorry, this would go to the bottom here, and this would be to the top. You want it to be the same distance. And then for anime, we shorten it a little bit to be about 80%. So that's kind of like the first thing to keep in line, the line versus the circle. And then you want second proportions would be doing probably for the nose, like how I place the nose is it's generally like at the bottom of that circle right here. So that's about where you would want your nose, is where that circle is generally. Like you can move these things around a little bit, but like I said, it's not about how it's drawn as much as like getting those proportions right. So keeping the nose around where that circle intersects is a good rule of thumb. And then obviously you just connect for your face, you know. And then for the actual placement of the features, so the nose and like bottom of the chin you can get with this, right? Then the ears are kind of the next placement, and the eyes. So the eyes, you generally want where that first line is kind of the top of your eyes, right? So you're gonna have two circles where after that first one height you've done. And those eyes are gonna go there. And then your ears go from the eye, where the eye placement is, to the nose. So these are always, top of the ear is at the top of the eyes, bottom of the ear is at the nose, right? So ear always goes right in that space there. And then the nose or the mouth is always just halfway from the nose to the bottom of the chin. And there's your face. Oh, and sorry, one last one is the distance between the two eyes is the same distance as one eye. And the distance from the end of an eye to the end of the outer ear is also the same distance as one eye. So it's all 1, 1, 1. So if you were to split up, 1, 1, 1, 1. So I would say learning proportions is going to learning proportions is going to help you with the details more than anything else. Like if you're looking for like, I want my faces to look better, and you're thinking I want more detail, a lot of the times the details are quite simple. But what sets an art apart from somebody that's gonna go, wow, that's amazing, to a lot of the times it's going to come down to having proper proportions, because human eyes are very good at telling when something is slightly off about the human face. So that's why we've been taking almost like, I think we've been going an entire month right now, and so far we've only been focusing on proportions of the face. So out of the entire course, I think it's been about a fifth of this entire course has just been proportions for the head. It's a lot. But yeah, hopefully that can kind of help a little bit. And then I guess if there's like a certain detail about the face that you would like more help with, I can help, whether it be like ears or eyes or mouths or something like that. But When it comes to the general face, I think it's more about the proportions than it is the detail on the face. Yes. I make sense. Stares blankly ahead. It's all very complicated. Art is complicated. In retrospect, that might have just been a squirrel. Very nice, Jersey. Any food is not my favorite. I'm a sucker for Chicken Josh. I don't know, is it redacted Josh? What's a redacted Josh? I had a... What did I have? I don't even remember the names of them. It's like basically like the coconut sauce redacted. You guys know what I'm talking about? It's like a cream sauce. Starts with an M. I don't remember what it is. Sorry, the redacted. I can't say the word, he's here. Yes. I just erased my entire mouth. Oh well, I'll start over. It's all practice in the end, doesn't matter. So I want a laughing mouth, so I'm gonna go much higher. So I made the corners of the mouths darker, because that's what we do. And then I drew the, come on LiLi, you can remember the name. I drew the, it's not the Cupid's bow, they call it something else. Tubercle. I don't know anatomy. I drew the tubercle, which is like the little part. I just keep calling it the Cupid's bow, but the Cupid's bow is technically just the line. Drew that, and then I didn't connect it at the Cupid's bow, and I didn't connect it at the bottom to keep it a little bit lighter. Hello, Cole, welcome in. And then I'm gonna do, yeah, like a laughing one. So let's draw our teeth. Bottom teeth. I'm also super exhausted today. Sorry, I'm tracking because I'm actually working. But I'm super exhausted today because I did a ton of kitchen prep. Because I only just got back, so my entire fridge has been emptied. This mouth looks a little bit too wide. Make the teeth a little bit smaller. And then we're going to reminder, the tongue is lighter than the back of the throat. flip. With an airbrush. Oops. Hi, Nee. Did you have any luck seeing the Aurora? Sadly, no. Sadly, no. For the rest of the weekend, because a fire had started in Fort Mac, was it? I don't remember. But because a fire had started there, Calgary got smoked out, so it was all smoky. So even if there was no clouds, we weren't going to see it through the smoke, and we weren't going to be able to outdrive the smoke, unfortunately. So yeah, another wildfire in progress. Or Fort Mac. Oh, and remember to stretch the fingies and hydrate. Hello, Turtle. Oh, Turtle. Also, I got your gifty. So I will save it for birthday stream to open up. Oh, let's go. I got it. Stretch the fingers. All right. So there's a kind of mouth open, smile. Let's do, maybe I should do an eating face or something. Ooh, I also have lots of stuff to show you guys too from vacation. So I'll talk more about the actual vacation, and I'll do a little bit of a show and tell on Thursday. So if you're interested, that's what we're going to be doing on Thursday. I've got lots of cool stuff to show you guys. I got so many cute things from the con. Ugh. I have absolutely zero pen control because I've been off. Got there a lot faster than the last thing I thought sent to Canada. Yay! That's good then. Also, Hakbar, thank you for the raid. Bacham! Abused while I'm dancing. Thank you for the subby as well, Hakbar, and welcome to the Demon Army for 33 months. That is a lot of months. Oh, you're playing Sonic Heroes. How did it go? It's like hazing a mile down the road. Too much Canada in the air. Oh no. Did I share pictures of the lights? I'm not sure. I don't remember. because a lot of you guys shared lights, and I'm so jealous of all of you. You guys had so many pictures in the Discord, and I was living vicariously through all your pictures. I was so sad because the lights here in my hometown, it was like family members were posting pictures, and it was gorgeous, like stunning, and like they didn't even have to like drive far out to see it, and it was just absolutely beautiful. And then but I wasn't here, I was at the con, so I got nothing. Oh no, it was frustrating, but mostly having fun. You know, some days it do be like that, Akbar. I get ya. Well, if you do have to go and de-stress, please do. Thank you for trusting me with your community, of course. And welcome in, Raiders. My name's LiLi. Today we are going over some review for Anime Mouths, which is the lesson we did from last week. But yeah, welcome on in. If you want to stay, we're happy to have you. We do like try to practice the Google mouth. Kind of more like a worried face, I guess. Oh yeah, can't wait to see him. Did anybody else get a good view of the aurora? I know, at least you got a lot of neat pictures. I love seeing you guys' pictures. Love seeing what you guys are up to. You should do like more of a mad face, mad mouth. I guess I'm not gonna be able to express mad because that would involve more the eyebrows. You forgot about it? Did you sleep right through it? It was actually a couple of days. I don't know if it's still going on. Is it still going on by now? Because today maybe I'd actually be able to see something because it's not as cloudy today. Yesterday it was so stormy. I think they said on Monday you might have been able to still see some, but it was stormy and rainy. So there was no way I was gonna see it yesterday. even know how the visibility works with it in different areas and stuff. But at the end of the day one, I forgot about most things. There. Kind of still going on, but doubtful it would be bright enough to see with the naked eye. You have to see it through a camera exposure. Imagine even where you are. Gotcha. Shot though. We'll see. If you think you might see it, just take a few pictures of the sky and see what pops up in the phone camera. It's much more vibrant in the phone camera than to the naked eye. Oh, really? That's interesting to know. Because like I saw so many people's pictures with their phone and stuff like that, and I was like, man, if it looks that vibrant and beautiful like on a phone, I can't imagine what it would have looked like in person. Because I feel like anytime you look at stuff in the sky with a phone, you know, it never like looks that good. Like you take a picture of like a sunset and it's like, yeah, it just doesn't do it. Or like take a picture of like the stars or the moon. But you're saying it might be like kind of opposite? Can't recall if you still had a DSLR, you did a computer with it, or if it was borrowed. Yeah, it's borrowed. I do have it. ISO 800 and f3.5 and 5 seconds is usually good. But like if it's not something I can't really see with the naked eye, then it's probably not something worth driving out for or anything like that. Try to do more of a sad mouth. Oh, I'm not drawing with black. That's why it looks off. Tried to do like a sad open mouth. I don't think I've done one of those yet. Not too bad. Regular move. All right. Yay, I did my homework. Ta-da! Just a little bit right here. A lighter color. And a little bit on this bottom lip. Not bad. All right, that is one set of homework to do. Only KP1 now, so it'll only be worth popping a few sky shots from your backyard possibly. Yeah, I could try it. I could try that, but taking the pictures in night mode helped. Oh, okay, that's good to know. The sky seemed fairly tinted green or pink, and you could kind of see something like clouds moving every so often. Parents with near phones could look through their viewfinder and see things, but I, with an older phone, was just randomly taking pictures of the sky where it looked more tinted than the rest. Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, because like I had family members that were taking pictures and it was stunning, like absolutely stunning. Like pictures like you would see like up north or something, you know, or like in the territories. Yeah, I still got some vibrant colors doing that though. All right, let's do some 3/4. Date 2024 05 14. Oops, wrong pen. So I'm keeping in mind that I'm drawing that kind of like, remember the piece of paper thing that we went through where we have a larger side on here versus this half, right? So the mouth is going to be the same thing where this is going to be the larger half and this is going to be thinner. So I'm keeping that in mind. I'm actually gonna enlargen that a little bit. I know you can also see the auroras through like planes really cool too. I know we were kind of hoping that maybe Aqua would get to see some stuff since their flight was closer to the evening, but I don't think he got to see anything major. Might have forgotten about the Mouth O2 assignment. Get on it, please. Do it with me. Get it done. Because I am also catching up on the homework, so you can do it with me. Let's do closed mouth. also say too, like when you're kind of a beginner too, don't be afraid to, when you're drawing lines, like drawing something out, and then if you're like, oh, like this is too thin here, like drawing where you kind of want the line, and then pressing C will switch to your eraser of the same pen, and then just like erasing little bits away, right? Does that kind of make sense? And then switch back to draw, and then like back to C to erase, and then draw. And that is kind of a common workflow that like artists will use. So if you're somebody new, switching back and forth from C, you'll see it on this side of the screen. It'll just jump between drawing and erasing, essentially. That's what the C will do. I know I've talked about it before, but I figured I'd kind of show like in practice too, like how I'm using it. Usually that will kind of come more when I have finished the lines that I like, and then I'm kind of making some areas darker and stuff like that, or thinner. That's more when I start to use the C button. See, like I think this corner is like a little bit too high, so I just erased a bit, add just a little bit of a scoop up, raise that line a little bit, erase underneath there, just clean up that corner a little bit, you know? And then sometimes you will be like, why am I not drawing anything? And then you realize, because I'm drawing with clear. That'll happen to you a lot too. Let's do a frown. Maybe a pout. I guess we haven't done a pout yet. Maybe I should do a pout. What? A boost. And yeah, and don't be afraid to experiment with like kind of different styles and shapes and patterns and things. So you might find like, oh, I really enjoy drawing mouths like with just a single line, or I like in drawing mouths when it includes like the bottom lip with shading, or I really like drawing it more like flat, rounded, or something. You know, find what kind of style mouths that you like, and a good way to find out what kind of mouths you like and stuff like that is just start looking. Like, even just if you find an artist's art that you love, save it. Like, make just like a folder or a mood board or something of like all your favorite artists' art, and then just start analytically like critiquing, like, oh, I like how they do their ears here, or something like, ooh, like they always include this little like dot or line or something with their noses, and I really like that and stuff. And then that's how like artists create their styles, is they just steal all the little unique things that other artists that they admire, like they just steal the little things that they do that they like, and then they make their own style. That is how you art. You steal from your mentors. Art is all about theft. It really is. It really is. Yeah, like I'm starting to realize like I really like these mouths, which they're much more of like a realistic, I guess, style, but I really like how they always add, like this is how Tusham, I think, Isham does theirs, but I really love like the subtle little blush on the bottom of the lip. I really, I think it just makes it feel a little bit more delicate, especially for feminine faces. Like maybe not necessarily like if I was trying to do like a more shonen character, you know, I'd probably stick to the more like simple anime type mouth. But if I want to draw like a feminine or more delicate face, so maybe like a more feminine male character or a cute girl or something, then I'd probably go with these. So. What? Today I learned one of my favorite streamers is a criminal. Wait, like actually? Yes, the left side will be smaller. You are right, Blaze. You got it. Sorry, I just read that now. And hello, Seven. I get in the zone with drawing and then I look up and then I don't read the same place that I left off. Oh, I was talking about you. That's right. I was arrested. I was arrested this weekend. The bank heist did not go as planned. And I was arrested. AKA, we did an escape room for a bank heist. And we didn't make it out. That's the first time I've ever failed. First time I've ever failed a room, but technically we were right there. We had one more puzzle. We had one puzzle we didn't get. So we got the payload, and then we were caught with the payload in our hands, essentially. So, I'm a felon. Yeah, I'll talk more about it on Thursday. I gotta write a list of notes of things to talk about. I should do that today. For Thursday, make a note, because I'm gonna forget everything. Like forgetting that I got arrested. All right. So there is our lips. I got rid of my date. I'm gonna date this again because I love dating things, because while we do this, we're gonna like really see our progress, I feel like. You know, my mouths aren't that bad compared to last week. Now that I think because I'm kind of warming up here as we draw a little bit. So that's good. see what we did last week. Just 3 faces. Not too bad. I think I'm getting there. I think I'm strong. Feeling confident. Which is good. Oh, I forgot to date this one. Hold on. 20, 24, 05, 14. Save. Okay, we're gonna close that. We're gonna save this. And then, yeah, I guess we'll go into our actual lesson for today. So this is gonna be our homework. Practice by tracing over the blue line art. Ooh. We're doing, I think, like a blind mode study, it looks like. Oh yes, critiques. Thank you, Blaze. I always forget. Which one did you want critiqued? Cool, so this will be the lesson, this will be the homework, it looks like. And this is my practice sheet from last week, so. Oh, perfect timing. We have an ad break. Yesterday and today posted, perfect. I will take a look. Open the Discord. And then I also did do posting some of the lesson stuff. Let me actually, oh darn, I closed them already. I was gonna post my homework. Hold on, I'll do that still. So, and again, like always, if you want to use any of my stuff for tracing over and practicing with, that's what those files in the Discord are there for you. So you can study along with me if it helps you. So let me post it right now. I'm just going to hide this while I do it. Export. Homework, perfect. Sorry, I'm just exporting that now. Practice files, practice pages. We're gonna call this mouth 2024 05 14. Yes. Export. All right. Close that. Back to here. Show it off. It's perfect. There's a ad anyways, so. Alright, copy. Open. Copy. Open. Good, I did grab 2 different ones. Hello, Bama. Mrs. Canadian, that's me. The one and only Mrs. Canada. Very famous Grimace Shake is back. Only in Canada. Ooh, that's surprising because usually we never get anything in Canada. We're always excluded from the exclusives. So that shocks me. I have not actually tried it. Is it a favorite of yours or is it just the memes? All right, so we got Blaze's critique here. Which one did you want me to start with, Blaze? Yes. What does it taste like? Is it just purple drink? Ambiguous purple flavor. Or is it like grape flavor? Like, you know, purple grape. Fake grape. That purple. This is Blaze. Leader. Number 1 works? Okay. I didn't know which one to start with. I didn't know if like you had one that was one version. I mean, Blaze, these are looking so good. I love the different faces too. I mean, there's really not much I could say for these. You're doing a wonderful job. I'd say like this one, you just need to line it up, I think, a little bit more. That's really all it is, because like your middle, where you had the gap here, right, wasn't lining up with the middle of the face. So I just lined it up for that one, but I mean, your shape is great for that. You're in for like all these. Your sizing, pretty darn good. You could make them a little bit smaller. I mean, this one's not too bad, but for all of them, you could make them like a little tiny bit smaller on the face. Like this one is, I'd say this one is just a little bit too low. Remember to just keep in mind like the space here and here should be more or less even, but if you're going to have it closer, if anything, have it closer to the nose than to the bottom of the chin, to keep that in mind. So I'd say, yeah, just like a little bit smaller. But yeah, you're doing good. You got like those bottom teeth in there, the top teeth. Again, this one is not quite lined up, so I'm gonna try to... Oh no, actually it is actually pretty good. Oh, I think it's just like a little slanted, which is nothing. No big deal. I'd say this one might be just a little bit too fat. But yeah, see how like this one, even though it's not even between here and here, it looks more natural when it's closer to the nose, whereas opposed to if I did this, right? It's gonna look real bad if it's too close to the bottom of the face, right? See how it immediately becomes like off-putting? So if you're gonna do, if you're worried about anything, always put it a little bit closer to the nose, if anything. So yeah, I feel like all the mouths generally could just be moved up just a tiny bit on yours. But otherwise, you are doing solid, Blaze. There is not much to edit here at all. I love the silly little tongue one. That's very cute. Yeah, you're doing great. I love them. Perfect. I don't have much to critique for these ones. For these ones, oh, this one is really cute. I like this one a lot. Did a good job on that one. I like how you almost have it very like slanted, almost like a smirky kind of chewing. It's very cute. Oh, you can't see it because of the chicken. Hold on. The art is in the way of the art. I really like this one because you have it almost like when you're chewing, it's like on a slant. That makes it look super cute and endearing. I actually really like that little, how you kind of have like a smooth here that leads into the lips. Very cute. Like that one a lot. Again, I think for pretty much all of these, again, all the mouths need to be moved up a little bit. So like even this one, this one, this one. I'd say this chewing one was good, and I think this one is good. Even this one's pretty good for space, but these three, Again, all need to be just kind of moved up just a little bit. And then they are, again, just a little bit on the large side. Just bring them down a little bit. So that's something you could keep in mind. In general, make them a little bit smaller. Even if you have to draw them big, Blaze, like if you're finding it hard to just get in all the details when it's small, if you have to draw them this size, that is totally fine. Just select them afterwards and shrink them a little bit. Like I do the same thing because sometimes it's hard to like get all those details and stuff if it's super, super small. And yeah, like don't be afraid to shrink them. I'm gonna move this one in just a little bit as well too. Oh, and for this one, I would say this shading that she adds to the top of the lip here, just thin it back a little bit. Like right now you have it coming too far down here. Like this is too, where's my pen? It is too thick here, right? You've done it all right there and it's really far underneath this part. You want to take that back just a little bit. It's a very, very small amount that they do. Very, very small amount, like that much. Usually you're only just filling in just that little top of the triangle where the tubercle is, and everything else below is smaller, so. Think the lips will change a little bit challenging for me? Yeah, don't worry. I mean, there is like, do you mean for like the bottom bits with the airbrush? Like that part? For that, yeah, like I usually just rough out a little bit and then I'll make a very large, so this is airbrush, so I press S, right? I use the S key. Here, I'll write it down for you too. So, use airbrush. Here, I'll say soft lip. To get that soft lift, so you're gonna use your airbrush and you're gonna press the S key to bring that up. And then I use, actually technically you're gonna actually select. You're gonna select the lower lip with M first. So, all right, so you select the lower lip with the M lasso key, and then you're going to run your airbrush or the S key, and you're going to make a wide brush. So when I do my brush, my soft brush, see how like big that brush is, like in comparison to like the little lips, right? Maybe even a little bit large, but it's still like a quite heavy brush. So like I have it like 30 right now for these lips. That number will change though, depending on how zoomed in you are and stuff. But you want a relatively wide brush. Wide brush. And you're gonna use, and then you're going to use the edge of the brush on the top selection. So you're gonna use it on the top of the selection. So now I can kind of show this. So first I press my M key and I have my lasso tool, right? I'm gonna trace out that bottom lip. So again, your lips are like thicker at the middle part and thinner when it gets to the corners. And then it doesn't have to be exactly perfect either, but I'm going to press S and I'm gonna make my brush a little bit wider. And then it's hard for me to show, but the bottom, if you'll watch, the bottom of this circle is the only part that I will put into that selection. Zoom in. So like the bottom, I can't, like, because of the selection, it means I can't draw outside of that selection, right? And I want just the softest little touch of color at those lips. So I'm just gonna use the edge and just tap like maybe 1 or 2 times in that middle section. And I'm like, oh, it's not getting dark enough right where that lip is. So I'm just gonna make it a little smaller. And again, just using the edge of that brush just to make it a little bit darker where the mouth is, right? And you can go even smaller and then even do a few more in, right? And just continually start big and then layer up and work your way down to small kind of thing, and just focusing right on the edge of that crease. And then of course you can deselect it, and if you find that you came out of the border and it's too solid of a line like this, you can switch your pen from going black coloring to transparent, right? And then just make a small edge and just draw over top of it, and you're just gonna slowly soften up that line a little bit, right? And you can go, like, if it's too big, you can click on it a few times, lighten up the whole thing, so on and so forth. So, whoop. Hopefully that kind of helps a little bit. Again, I'll post this for you so you'll have it. But yeah, hopefully that'll help. Again, it's all like learning your tools and getting used to them. So I've used my tools and my clips and everything for many years, so I'm kind of used to you know, when I need to clean up, or using you know, the color versus the eraser, and you know, using which pens when and stuff like that. So if you do ever have like struggles and you know it's a struggle, like something like this, feel free to point it out to me and I can kind of explain in more detail for you. But yeah, so that's the soft lips things. I noticed, I think with yours, I did notice a couple of times, your teeth, I think, felt a little bit short as well. I think I noticed them in some other ones. So I would just say, just come out a little bit further on these teeth. Just a little bit further, like that. So it's not much, it's just a small amount, but just try to make your teeth a little bit wider. So I'll make a note of that as well too for you on here. So you had your old teeth somewhere here before. So
let's go, let's move side to side, let's go. Let's go, let's move side to side, let's go. Let's go, let's move.
So teeth a little bit wider. And what's the other thing to keep in mind? In general, oops. So in general notes was making sure the mouth is centered. From nose to mouth, or to chin, sorry. Nose to chin. And then slightly smaller mouths overall. Sorry, my writing is horribly messy, but you'll get the idea. And the top left one, I know a simple line wasn't part of the homework, but I drew it for fun and liked it and just left it there. I love it, Blaze, because it almost looks kind of like this face. It wasn't like, it was not a face that I put on the homework, and I was like, dang, I should have remembered. This one is really good. Like I said, this, out of these ones, this one and this one are like perfect. I have like no complaints on them. But this face, it's very cute. I didn't add it in my sketch, but it kind of looks like this face, you know, like the happy face. Like the meh. Meh. It's really good. It's really, really good. This is absolutely a face that gets used. It's not one that I covered, and the fact that you stumbled that into yourself is what artist is being. You know, honestly, like half the times as an artist we just struggle into something and we go, oh yeah, that looks nice, and if you like it, that's all that matters. So this is beautiful. I think you did really good. Here, I'll give it a beautiful check mark. Get a pretty sparkly check mark.
Let's go, let's move side to side, let's go. Let's go, let's move side to side, let's go.
Hello Zelda, welcome in. A check mark. Yeah, I really like these two. Yeah, 2 check marks. It's not the other ones are bad. I mean, like I said, a lot of these are all really, really good. So you did a bang up job. Yeah, and same for this one too. It's not too bad, but just widening out the teeth a little bit. Again, really picky. Really picky. But yeah, you're doing amazing, Blaze. Thumbs up. I won't export this one because like these are all really good. So I think you're fine on that one. You don't need my, oh, I did shorten them, right? This one was right. It was just mostly for you getting them more into the middle of the face and smaller. So those were the only changes I made for this one. But I don't think I will bother exporting it because that was pretty simple. But I will export this one for you because it's got some writing on it. So let me get that moved over to you. And then, yeah, we will, start working on our next lesson. Call this Blaze 5. No worries. I'm glad that the critique helps you. You have been making crazy progress. I mean, that is generally how it goes with beginners. You'll see that your learning will grow exponentially when you first start learning, for sure. So it's exciting. Where did I put the experts? Oh, here we go. Blaze 5 added. Discord. And then I'm also going to add my homework right now so that you guys can see it and I don't forget. Because I will forget. There we go. So there's my critique and my pictures are added to the Discord. Cool. All right. New page. Could ask a question real quick? Of course, that is what this is for, Blaze. Of course. Asking me questions helps me as an artist grow too. Doesn't matter what it is. Me critiquing other people helps me learn. Hey, hello, Fox. Hope your time at the con went well with others. Looking forward to Thursday stream for sure. Yeah, for sure. It was wonderful. Nice to see you as well. Yeah, the con was a very good time. I had so much fun. It's the first time I've really been at a convention with that many people, like in a group before, which made it amazing. Because yeah, I've been at cons many times, but usually it's kind of just solo, you know? Or like really tiny groups, like maybe 3 people, like the most, like the largest group. And I think this one was like a crew of like 15 people. So it was a lot. Cosplay was sick, bubbies, thank you. Everybody really, really liked it too. There's a lot of people who were like, oh, look at the beekeeper. Like people that don't know what it's from, but just think it looked cool. And I had extra special times too, because like I got to see the artist who I always really love how they draw Melly, which is who I was cosplaying. And they even said, they were like, you're the best Melly cosplayer I've ever seen in my life. And I was like, oh, thank you. And they're like, no, like really. And I'm like, oh, thank you. So they were super sweet. Okay, so it's more about drawing tablets. I got my XP pen with no screen on it. I've been thinking of getting one with a screen. Do you have any thoughts or suggestions on changing to a drawing tablet with a screen? So, yeah, for sure. I can kind of like comment on tablets versus screen displays and maybe some pros and cons. So, with tablets, tablets are often like you will have your PC screen. So here's your PC with maybe like a little mouse, you know, and your keyboard. So it's kind of a bad keyboard. But you get the idea. And then you will have a tablet. Let's draw a more square tablet. And it'll look something like this with maybe some buttons on the side, and you'll have a drawing area. And this will be all one. So I'm just gonna run through and kind of explain it for maybe other beginner artists out there that might not know the difference. Give a real good visual explanation. Because I do want this to be as friendly for beginners as I can make it. All right, so this is like your tablet. And this is the tablet version. And then you're gonna have what are called drawing displays. Okay, and a drawing display is its own kind of monitor system. So they can kind of look different depending. So like you might have buttons on the side, or they could be just all one screen, or it could be like an iPad, you know, is like technically. We'll draw this to make it look kind of like an iPad. Could be a drawing display. So there's like a bunch of different drawing display types. But in general, like an iPad, we'll just say that's an iPad. And then these will connect to a PC. So we'll say this is your PC kind of thing. PC. This is monitor. Maybe I should make a PC because usually you'll want a PC of some sort for the other one. There we go. Those are connected together. That's what's up. And so like these drawing displays, you can have them also connected to the PC, or these can also be freestanding as well too. Here, I'll make a note of that. So connects to PC, or can be how do I put this? Like sometimes there's a PC brain inside the tablet. Can be standalone, I guess. Like the iPad is standalone. Yeah, independent. So these displays will have, you'll have basically like your bezel around the outside, and then in the middle will be your drawing, right? So you're gonna have like a tree, and you're gonna be drawing physically on the display. Right? So you're gonna be actually physically drawing, whereas the other one, the tablet, you are going to be drawing down on the tablet, and things will appear on your PC monitor. Right? So you're gonna draw here. With your pen. Right? Whereas this, you're going to draw on screen. All right. So the pros that you have, that's just like describing what is the difference between each one, because I think some people might not know the difference between the two. Yes, you're basically drawing on a monitor with a pen display. So the pros of tablets, I would say, is posture for sure. Huge plus is pros. Are you gonna have better posture? Better posture. Overall, I'll just leave it at that. Like if you're working for a long period of time, you're gonna have no back pain. Well, not as much back pain if you're using a tablet. That is a huge pro that the tablets will have. They're also more portable. Usually, I would say, because they're often more small. And, or I won't say more portable, I'll say very portable. And then I would say the last pro for them is they are much cheaper. Much cheaper. But the ink will come off. Please help. Uh-oh. You laugh, but there has been artists. You accidentally pick up like a real pen instead of your tablet pen or something, and they're, oh, no. Pick up a Sharpie. But I would say the cons, the biggest con that the tablet will have is the hand-eye disconnect, is what it's called. Disconnect. So what that means is because you are looking down here, or sorry, you are looking up here. You're looking at your monitor while you are drawing down here, right? So like your hand is here, little hand, right? But your eyes I don't know how to draw an eye. How do I draw a sideways eye? Why is my brain not working? But your eye is looking up here, right? So your hand draws here with its pen, and while you're looking at the monitor. So that can be tricky for some people. Some people will never have a problem. So I always say just try, if you're a beginner. Tablets are cheaper, so grab a tablet and give it a try for like a year or two kind of idea, and just see how you get used to it. Some people, this hand-eye doesn't affect people. Affected? Oops, not affected. I think that's how I say that. So some people will be unaffected by this disconnect, so therefore it's not a con for some people, because it really just does not affect them. So that means like all this stuff is really good, right? It has a lot of pros when it comes to that. However, if this hand disconnect is a problem for you, then that's when you're gonna start looking at drawing displays. So sorry. So this is going to be better for that disconnect. And then also, you don't have to worry about parallaxing. I guess I'll put that as a con for this one. So, but pros of the drawing display, basically, is you draw. You draw closer to traditional pen and paper. So you draw more like pen and paper. But there is still cons in that sense. So I would say there's a lot more cons to drawing with a display. I feel like there are a lot more pros to the tablet. But this one is often just like such a big one, right? And that's what makes maybe people switch to a drawing display if that hand-eye is really bad. Yeah, still dealing with the hand disconnect. And like, you might be one of those people that does have it. I realized I absolutely had it. I drew with my tablet for 7 or 8 years. And I thought that like, I was like, oh, I'm not one of those people that has that disconnect. I do fine. Like, I love drawing on my tablet. It's great. But then when my tablet broke, I was like, you know what? I'm going to upgrade to a pen display because I really like drawing. I enjoyed my tablet, and I figured it like, oh, maybe it's easier to draw on the display. This was kind of like before I knew about the hand disconnects and the pros and cons. This was like kind of me just learning about things, you know, over the course of my digital art career. And so I just ended up getting one because I was like, oh, they're better and fancier because they cost more, right? That was the logic that my brain was making, without doing any kind of research or anything. So I ended up getting a Wacom Cintiq Pro, and then I was like, oh my gosh, like just from the art that I did like yesterday and then on a tablet versus the day that like I got my Wacom, it was like 70% better. And I don't know if that's because like for my art career, like a majority of my art that I did was all done traditionally. Like I grew up drawing just on pen and paper, and that was basically my art career of learning art. I had more hours traditionally in painting with like acrylic paint and stuff like that than I did with like my 7 years on my tablet essentially, and learning digital art. So I think it was just like better for me that way, I guess, you know, like I had more of those hours and stuff. So for me, that's why I ended up getting the display, was because I definitely had the hand-eye disconnect. So you might be one of those people too, you know? But if you can get over it, I would say save your back and your neck. And if you can work with tablet, please do. But if you are somebody that wants to experiment of getting into pen displays, there are cheaper displays out there now. Back when I kind of started, they were all just Wacom. Like your option was Wacom, and that's about it. But like for now, an iPad is a pen display, right? So if you already have an iPad, it's a lot cheaper. Like you could pick up the pen. I think the Apple Pen costs, I thought it was, here, let's look up. So like if you already have a iPad, you can pick up an Apple Pencil 2nd generation for $169 Canadian, right? So this is really not that bad. Like this is like the same price as like probably a tablet that you're gonna find, right? So if you already have the iPad, you can just pick up an Apple Pencil and you'll have like a drawing display for much cheaper usually than what you can buy drawing displays for. So that's a beginner-friendly option as well if you're like trying to decide between tablet versus the display. But I would say like some cons to pen displays. So I say that they're closer to doing like drawing on traditional pen and paper, right? But pen displays can be very slippery. So the glass can be very smooth or slippery. Which some people, again, it comes down to like preference. Some people can't get over that and they just don't like that feeling. You can buy like sheets and stuff like that to put on glass to make it feel more rough. Like I do have a drawing cover on my iPad that makes it feel a little bit closer to like drawing on paper, or it just gives some like rough feedback essentially, because the glass is very kind of awkward feeling to draw on. And again, like how some people don't have problem with the hand-eye disconnect, some people don't mind the glass feel, and they're like, I like the slippery feel. So it all comes down to personal preference and taste as well. But generally, this can be a con for some people. Posture is the biggest one. Bad. You're gonna have bad posture when you're drawing with a pen display, because you are like, that's why my tracking does not track very well, because I am literally hunched over like a gremlin and a shrimp, and my shoulders are all rolled over and I'm all hunched like a gremlin, a little art gremlin. Or you could draw like a little tablet, or not tablet, like a little table with the tablet on, and then the chair, and a shrimp. What happened to the music? You're gonna shrimp in your chair if you have a pen display. And that's just basically because, you know, the monitor is more like on, what happened to the music? Why is it blocked in my region? Okay, just pick something else. I don't know what happened there. Do you remember to do the health check? Sorry, Fod. I was in teaching mode. I missed it. But thank you for the all the things, the hydrations, the tea, stretchies, and self-validation. We are still, I'm very proud of myself, I'm still sticking to my practice. Even though I had like a smaller week and kind of vacation today, we're still going strong in all the practicing we're doing. Wait, there's other postures other than shrimp? Shrimp is the default posture. Gotta sprinkle some sand on it for grip. Also, hello Oz too, welcome in. Pineapple Pen. And Preppy Person, welcome in. It's all AI, all of it, even me. But yes, so posture is a big one. You're gonna be shrimping with a pen display. So if people are drawing for really, really long periods of time, doing it for their job or something like that, your shoulders are gonna take a beating. Your back is gonna take a beating. So sometimes this is enough. Sometimes this is enough for people to go this way, right? Whereas this is just a big component for people going this way, right? The same thing happens with, here, I'll make them blue. Right? So that is like the big one of like, this you go this way, or this you go this way kind of thing. Hope you're doing well. The con went well. The con was so much fun. I loved it. So that'll be like a big one. And then, the biggest con of all, it can be very expensive. Can be. Very money. Oh, sorry, it's like hidden by the thing as well. So they can be very expensive, which might make some people also gravitate to tablets, especially if you're a beginner. So yeah, it can kind of depend a little bit. I would say for beginners, start out with a tablet, because the tablets can be very cheap. Like this can be $100, you know? You can get a tablet for $100. Or if you already have an iPad and you're like, I really want the drawing display, pick up the Apple Pen and maybe like a drawing screen. If you find that the glass is too slippery, put a cover on it to make it feel a little bit more grippy. So those are, I would say, like if you're really, really beginner, just starting out, I would suggest those two things. If you've done the tablet and you're saying like, I think hand-eye disconnect is gonna be a problem for me, and you wanna look at other options, I would say, so I think it's I know X Pen has some really good priced ones. Let's see. Is it what is it called? It's like X Pen. What is their smaller one called? Artist Pro? Is it the Artist Pro? See, I don't know X Pen or any of the other brands because I've just been on Wacom economy. If there are any other tablet people that want to sponsor me and give me a tablet to try out, I'd be more than happy to give it my LiLi review. But yeah, so there are other options. So like X Pen. Oh, I'll go over some of the brands. So you have Wacom. Let's do this in like orange. So brands. We have Wacom. There is X Pen, which I would say are the two better ones. Hello, Ramea, welcome in. I miss you. So I would say Wacom, and Wacom is like industry standard in the same way that like Photoshop is industry standard. And I'm on their ecosystem because they have good products. They do have good products. I cannot deny that. They were the first and they've done a lot of really good things. But Wacom, X Pen, I think Huion is another one. I don't know these very well. Yeah, Huion is another one. And yeah, I would say those are like probably the three standard ones that I'll talk about. So again, for X Pen, or here, I'll start with Wacom. They're called Cintiqs. Cintiqs for Wacom. So Wacom, Cintiqs. X Pen is Artist. What do they call them? Artist Pro looks like what they call their pen displays. Oh no, they have a whole bunch. Magic Drawing Pad. Artist Pro, Artist Pro. Okay, it's mostly Artist Pro is what they call it. So theirs are called Artist Pro. And then Huion, I think call theirs the Canvas. Canvas, I think like that. Huion, sorry, Huion. I'll show a picture of them too. Like I'll go to their website so you guys can kind of physically see them too. Products, pen displays. Yes, so they are all called Canvas for their pen displays. So that's the names of them. So if you're hearing brand names, you'll often hear like Cintiq or an like Wacom Cintiq, X Pen, Artist Pro, or Huion Canvas when it comes to displays. And then each one of these brands will have different sizes and capabilities within those brands. A lot of the times it'll come down to the size. So Cintiq, you can get like a Wacom 1, I believe. I'm gonna run out of space here. Why does the music keep stopping? Oh, I think it's just my internet keeps dying. Am I disconnecting at all for you guys? Why does my music internet keep dying? Gotta go to the office in the morning. No worries. Gonna get ready for bed. Good night, Nano. Sweet dreams to you. And hello, Shade Darkfire. Welcome in. Seem fine? Running smooth? Okay. I don't know why my music is causing issues. So for Wacom, I would say like, let me open them up so I have all of them to view and I can show you guys. And you guys can kind of see the price ranges of them. All right, so first up, we have X-Pen. There you go. So this is X-Pen's website. And again, we are looking for pen display because that's what we're talking about right now. So they can range from, it looks like $500-600. I guess they're on sale right now for Mother's Day. But yeah, like they do have some small displays, you know, that are relatively cheap, like the same price as a Apple Pencil. And I always have heard good things about X-Pen, but I have not actually tried one myself. I just had a friend that had one and they really liked it. So your range can be from, say, $200 to, was it $600? American, I'm pretty sure. Oh no, it says Canada, so maybe that's Canadian, but I doubt it. That could be American. I think it might be American still, but yeah, so, and like I said, the main difference you're gonna find in price is their size, their resolutions and color accuracies, and some of them might have a computer inside, meaning you don't need, like they'll have an operating system within. So it's not just a monitor that needs to be connected to a PC, but they can stand on their own, so you don't need to connect it to a PC. For example, mine needs to be connected to a PC. It is only a monitor that you can plug in. There is no computer brain inside of it. So if I don't have a PC, it is useless, meaning it is not portable. I cannot bring it around, right? Whereas some of these, which are good for being portable, they are very small, and sometimes they will have a brain inside, kind of like an iPad, right? It has an operating system that you can take on the go. But they're gonna cost a lot more money, right? Because you're getting to the point where you're just straight up buying a computer at that point, right? It's just like a fancy laptop. Yeah, so that is kind of X-Pen's price range, I guess, $200 to $600. Not bad, right? Let's look at Huion, I guess, next. Because I would say that would probably be the next most popular for beginners to buy. Just a little wall of pain. Just a little. So let's open Huion. So for Huion, This is, again, products. I'm in their pen displays tab. So these are all the canvas ones. It looks like pen tablet. It looks like they do also have pen computers. Here you are. These are going to have computers inside them. So they are pen displays that you can move on the go, you can take and pack with you, and they will have a computer inside of them. So they will run standalone, whereas these displays, you need to plug into a computer, right? I don't know what a smart notebook is. Oh, that's just for taking notes, so not really drawing. And then again, your tablets. See how they have no screen on them? So for the displays, it looks like, can you not? Oh, view all displays. There we go. Oh, do you not have your prices on your website? Come on. So you might have to look on, Amazon or something for kind of price range. Yeah. Oh yeah. There you go. You can actually like plug it in. This is cool. You can plug it into a tablet to work. That is really cool. I've never thought about working like this before, but I guess you can. A price gotcha game. You know, that's how you know they're fancy, is when they don't list their prices. So I had a friend buy a Huey on canvas because they were like, they used to work on Wacom, and they bought a canvas because they wanted like a bigger, fancier screen display, but they didn't want the Wacom price. And they were like, you know what? I heard so many good things about Huey on canvas. I'm gonna buy that instead of being on Wacom ecosystem. Hello, AK, welcome in. And they didn't like it. They said the latency, oh, that was another con, or not latency, parallax. You can have screen parallax. So what screen parallax is you're basically, if you cut a screen in half, right, you're gonna have the glass, right? And you're gonna have your screen underneath it. We'll do a thin layer, right? And you're gonna have screen. All your little pixels. Oh, sorry, you can't see. Hold on. I can't see it, LiLi. There you go. Way down here, we have screen parallax. So screen parallax is when you have, if you cut like your tablet in half, you're gonna have the glass with the screen underneath it, right? And your pen is gonna be drawing on that screen, right? So you got your little pencil here that you're drawing. And parallaxing will be, you get a discrepancy because where you're drawing and where it appears on the screen is going to be different. And that is what the parallax is, right? So there's gonna be like this gap of perception of where you are drawing versus where it is actually, where your pen actually is. Does that kind of make sense? And Wacom, I know, really prides itself on having low parallaxing. And my friend, they said that when they, and it'll be very different too, like when you go to the top of the screen versus the bottom of the screen, you're gonna see like more of that parallaxing be apparent to your eye. And my friend had said like when they had the canvas, and this was a long time ago too, so maybe they've worked on it, but they said the parallaxing on theirs was very bad. And they also didn't like the coloring of the canvas as well too. So they did actually end up selling their canvas, and then they bought a Wacom. And maybe that's just because, you know, they had already been on Wacom ecosystem for so long, so they got too used to it, right? Whereas maybe somebody that's new and just getting into it, you might find you don't notice those things at all, and you can draw amazingly and be perfectly happy, right? So if that's the case, their cheaper prices might be better for you, you know, than being on the Wacom ecosystem. Let's see, let's look at their, so this is the Canvas Pro 14 I want to look at. Oh, they got a 16 now, too. What's their lowest price? Canvas Pro 16, 13, 24. So let's look at the 13, because I'm going to assume that'll be their lowest price one. Here, I'm on the, back onto the browser. Man, we're gonna get to like no drawing, but that's okay. This is good stuff for beginners, and especially if you're like weighing out your options. And I know like in the beginning phases, I think maybe a lot of people might start out on tablets but want to make the move. So I think it's better to talk about this now earlier on in the kind of lesson plans. Let's see. This is the Canvas Pro 19. Where's the 16? Oh, that's 13, 16. Sorry, I want 13. That's their smallest one, so I assume that one will have the cheapest price tag. Is it gonna take me to like Amazon? Keep it on store. There we go. $400. So there you go. I'm assuming that will be their cheaper end. I'm just gonna write these down. So $400 to what is more their highest end. So they're 24-inch 4K. It could probably be. It's annoying that to see all the prices, I have to click on them individually. I think Wacom does the same thing. So again, this one is $1,200. $1,200, give or take. And then they also have those computer ones too. So I do want to look at those ones as well, because they will be even more expensive. So the 16 is $1,700. I'll make this a little bit separate. They call it a pen computer. And it is $1,700. Sorry for the side quest in the middle of art lesson. No, this is very good, Blaze. Very, very good. And then I've actually been kind of tempted to look into getting a smaller pen display too. Maybe one that I can travel with. And I wanted to kind of look up the prices, so this is also kind of me just doing my guilty pleasure of looking up prices of stuff too. So. Oh, sorry, Canvas Pro, they do have cheaper, that was the Pro price, was the $400, so they might have a cheaper option. Pen computer, I want to know what this one is. Crafty Anime, thank you for the subby for 16 months. Welcome to the Demon Army. When did this become so long? Long. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And of course, welcome to the Demon Army once again. How are you doing? Oh, this one is $2,400. $2,400. Let me just look at. Yes, and these are American prices for sure, because it's giving me the Canada warning, which is nice. Some places don't do this. Blaze Leader or Oz Taco? What do you mean? What about Blaze and Oz? The Canada warning, I know what you mean, but so ominous. top. Oh wait, can I just view all? Yeah, here we go. Okay, so there's the prices. So 240. Yeah, so they do have some of their smaller series. So yeah, it kind of does go down to about 200. This Pro 12 series for $200. Oh, and that's what it. Oh no, that's what it's up here. So then they do have a second range of them from $200 to probably again the same thing, like 600 again. When you're not in their 4K series. Oh, 750, sorry. 750. Yeah, I usually assume American price unless stated otherwise. Me too. The Canadian struggle. 750. All right, you guys can't see, but I'm just writing down the prices so that we have them. All right, and then last one is to look at Wacom Cintiqs. And the music is still dying, and I don't know why. Fun fact, you used to not be able to buy Wacom Cintiqs in Canada. You had to go through a huge pain in the butt way to get them. The only place that actually had them available before like Amazon and stuff became a thing was Best Buy, and Best Buy had very, very limited selection. Like you couldn't just go to Best Buy and get like a Cintiq. You would have to go to them and then get them to order it, and then they're like, "What are you even talking about? I've never heard of this thing." So, or like buy from a weird address online and pray that it gets to you and stuff like that, or buy off of eBay and stuff. It was a huge pain because they only ever had a Australian store and a American store. So you had to get somebody to buy it in America for you and get it shipped up. But now they have a Canada store. So we're on Wacom Canada now. Yay! They'll finally ship to us. We have been accepted. But yeah, so let's shop pen displays first. There we go. So welcome to the motherland of displays. You will notice the prices on these things are much more expensive. Way more expensive, and it's mostly because, I mean, Wacom has had a monopoly on the market for a very long time, meaning they could charge through the nose, and nobody could do anything about it because they were the only ones that made these things, right? So I think it has been very, very, very good that things like X Pen and Huion has come out. Because it has honestly forced Wacom to do more innovative things. Like, they were for the longest time just coming out with the same thing, maybe a bit bigger, better screen, and that's about it. Kind of like Apple and iPhones, you know? Every year it's like pretty much the same thing, just a different screen size or something. But they have done some more things now, like when Huion and X Pen kind of hit the market, they were like, oh, maybe we should change our pen sensitivity or something and make it a little bit better so that we still stay the top of the food chain. So it has forced them to do a little bit more innovating and stuff, which is very good. But their prices are still very high, and they do hold patents. For example, their pen is, you don't need a battery for their pen. Their pen works batteryless is the word I'm trying to say. Whereas something like X Pen, you have to charge your pen in order to use it, which can be a pain, I guess, you know? And same with like Apple, you have to charge that pen. And the reason why the other tablets you have to charge them is because Wacom has a patent on that technology that they're not gonna let go of, right? It's like the mouse. The mouse, they're never letting go of that. I don't know if that patent has come up or if it's coming up soon and if that will ever change. Hopefully, maybe it does. But that is a big reason why I still like Wacom, is because I don't have to worry about charging my pen when I want to draw. So hopefully maybe that will spread to the other tablets soon. I'm hoping, unless they're gonna Disney it and somehow manage to legally loophole draw it out. I don't know. But yes, there is that. Is there a way that I can just like shop all products? Because that's way easier than like, or I guess that maybe this is all of them actually. Yeah, I think this is actually it. So here's mine. This is mine. And I paid more than this for it because when I bought it, it was brand new. I paid like $4,000. I probably paid like these prices. Yep. Because now this is like last year's model, right? It's old, it's stinky, nobody wants it. But when I bought it, it had just released. It was like a week old off of release. So I paid like $4,000 for mine. But let's write these down. So on the cheap end for Wacom, you're gonna be looking at probably the Wacom ones, I think, are their cheaper displays. Cintiq Pros, yeah, are still, yes. So Wacom one is their cheaper brand. There's a 12-inch and a 13. All these numbers are usually the screen inch from corner to corner, right? It's like a monitor. So 12-inch display, you're gonna be looking at $500 on the lower end. And gosh, on the higher end, you're looking at 27-inch Pro Creative Pen touch display. What is this? Oh, I guess it's just included. The stand is included now, I guess. 3,700. What happened to the 32? Oh, I think they got rid of the 32, right? Because I think not many people were buying them because they were like just too big. I think they got rid of the 32 and they introduced a 22. So mine is actually technically, I think, a year older than this because they came out the second year. It's like iPhones. It's like I have the iPhone 4. These are the iPhone 5s where there wasn't much of a change. But I think they got rid of the 32-inch because the 32 was available when I was buying. But I went with the 24 because I was like, 32 is getting a bit extreme and it's more money. I don't need it. I don't need that much space. And then, yeah, they brought in the 22. But yeah, so I guess you're looking on the high end is $4,500. 4,500. Whereas the pen computers prices are, let's look at those. Okay, so they only have the Mobile Studio Pro. I guess there is a caveat with this. You can buy, I still don't know if they do it, my pen display, my Cintiq that I have, you can buy a computer that like slots in essentially to the back of my display and I can run it like a computer. So my Cintiq, I can buy a computer brain and put into it. I don't know if they still do that with the newer ones too, but I think when I was looking if I wanted like a computer to go into it essentially, you're also going to pay another like $1,500 to $2,500 on top of those prices as well. So I paid $4,000 for mine and then you would need another $1,500, so $5,500 or $6,500 for the pen displays. So you can do those as well too. And then the Mobile Studio, so they only have the Mobile Studio, which is $3,300. There we go. Okay. So now I could take this down And I wrote out all the prices here. Ta-da! So those are all the kind of like ranges of prices. So they can go pretty extreme, if you ask me. I guess this can also go to like 6,500 if you want it. You can do my tablet with this. I'm here to clean Lily's pond. Thank you, Zelda. Thank you. You and Mama Pup, you're both there for me to just clean that pond right up. It's gonna be sparkling. Amount of coffee cups Mama Pup's had. Yeah, so these are kind of like some of the brands that you can look into. So this is why I kind of always, I recommend X Pen a lot of the times to beginners, just because I had an artist friend who was used to Wacom. They had bought one of the X Pens and didn't have too much of an issue with it, it seemed like. Again, I can't say, I've only ever used Wacom, so I'm sorry I can't give a better review of the different kinds. But it would be the lower, like go the lower end of X Pen, or I would suggest the Wacom one. So, how am I gonna put this? So some good beginner options. Oh, and then the iPad, and I don't remember what the price of an iPad is off the top of my head. I know they're pretty expensive though. But an iPad, it's like a pen computer. It's like the cheaper end of the pen computers because you can use the iPad for different things. In the same way as if you are buying a pen computer, it might be, I mean, it could be a very powerful computer or it could be a pretty mediocre computer, but you can put other things onto it. Like you could load up League of Legends onto that bad boy and play a game if you wanted to with your pen. So that is an option. So Wacom 1 is a very common one to buy. For X Pen, I guess they're comparable. Let me see if I can find their comparable here. And I might get this wrong because I don't know them very well. So the Wacom one, the smallest one at $500, was a 13.3 inch HD display. Single computer, Mac. Doesn't say anything. There is also Wacom 1 pen tablets as well, but they're often like the Wacom 1 is kind of like they're more beginner priced comparably with X Pen and Huion. So that's their brand that's on the cheaper side. And then let's look at X Pen. So you want something, so a comparable 13.3 inch Pro would be $200 on here. So the X Pen 13.3 Pro is going to be, there is also Artist 13. It's a Gen 2 for a little bit more money as well. But yeah, both of them are basically $200. It's $209 or $240. What has this turned into? My music is, yeah, it's just glitching out and I don't know why, so sorry, play your own music if you like, if you're missing out on the background music. And I do think this is very valuable information for artists that are starting out. I will still do a little bit of head practice today. And we're going to get to that here because this is kind of the last thing I want to just talk about is pricing. So X Pen 13.3 Pro is again a 13-inch, I assume, full HD most likely. Yeah, and they talk about their color accuracy and stuff like that too. Wacom has very good color accuracy. I don't know, again, how much it will compare. Ooh, battery-free stylus supports. Guess what? Wacom's patent ran out. That's good. That's awesome. See, like, I'd be tempted to try one of these, like, X Pen small screens. X Pen! Hit me up! Hit me up! I'd be really tempted to try one of these and see how they compare. Oh, here, actually, this has a picture on it to show latency. See? How it's showing the latency difference on the screen. So it's showing 178 for that 180 there. But I was like, oh, that's like a good way to kind of visualize it. Like in the middle, it'll be very accurate, but as you get further away, it might be less accurate. So I just like that. And then these are just talking about your color accuracies. So this one is, again, HD and stuff like that, and it costs $210 to $240. Again, they're on sale right now. I don't know if that's a common thing or if it is just for Mother's Day. I don't know how accurate it is, but prices will be around this price point. And then for canvas, so the cheapest one that they have is their Pro. Let's just go to regular canvas. We're gonna find a 13. Because I'm guessing this will be just HD, their lower end, rather than the 4K. I don't think X Pen's was 4K. I highly doubt it for that. If it is, then dang. I didn't look. It doesn't say, I don't think. Yeah, it doesn't say, I don't think, anything on it, but canvas. What are the specs on you? So it was, again, $200. So this is canvas. 13-inch. And it is $200. $200. Do you have any specs? Why do you not have specs? Where are your specs? Look, I'm not a Huion fan so far. Their website is annoying. I can't find their specs. You're not winning me over. Oh, here we go, specs, okay. Oh, it is a 13.3. So it is 13. Yeah, I mean, they're all pretty much the same thing. Pen resolution, pressure levels. It's pretty comparable to the X Pen. Battery and heat and stuff is on here. At the corners, it says it's plus or minus 3 millimeters for the accuracy, whereas the 7 is center is 0.5 millimeter. So maybe might not be as good, but pretty close, and it is a HD display. So, and I'm sure the X Pen is probably the same. Hello, Kanasu! save it and frame this page. I'm gonna post this so that you guys have all the information for it. But yes, so hopefully that helps a little bit for people that might be like wanting to get into those drawing displays. I feel like a lot of people will start their journey on tablets and then want to get pen displays because they do have issues with those hand-eye disconnects and maybe aren't as worried about the posture because they're not drawing for maybe like 12 hours a day or something, right? So if that's the case, I would say these pen displays are probably your standards. I'll post this again in the thing, in the course Discord, so you can see it. Blaze, I don't know if this helped you at all. I hope it does. But yeah, I would suggest the most looking into X Pen. I've heard very good things. They have very good prices. They are very user-friendly. I've heard good things about their support as well. So if you're a beginner and you are not already used to the Wacom ecosphere, try an X Pen. I think that's what this like long, drawn-out thing comes down to. But like, if you find like maybe a canvas that's like a super good deal, like use 50% off or something, go for that. That's a good point. Check your classifieds for things too. Maybe you can find some really good deals there because you don't necessarily have to buy it brand new. These things are pretty lifelong lasting. Like you might just have some issues with the buttons or something like blowing out, but if they haven't done that already, then you're golden. So yeah, I'll take a picture of this right now and I'll post it in the Discord. And then yes, we'll finally get back to doing some face recording lesson plan. So sorry, we got a bit of a sidetrack, but like I said, I think it's very valuable information, especially for people starting out at the beginning of their art career, and that is what this course is about. So oh right, I need to close. Just hide it for a second. I don't think there's ever anything in my, file searching that needs to be hidden, but I do it just in case. Just a bit of safety. It's so quiet and lonely. My music, come back to me. So we got a bit of a bonus lesson today, I guess. But also the lesson for today is kind of pretty much just reviewing, because you're just gonna be like applying what we learned throughout all these weeks into one final face. I'm gonna label this one so people need to find it. We're gonna call this tablets versus pen displays. There you go. So that is not how you spell tablet. Where did that E come from? Tablets. A tablet sounds delicious. I would like to eat a tablet. That sounds amazing. X-Pen, the official pen of mutants everywhere. Yeah, of course, Blaze. I'm glad it helps you out. It's a big investment, so I like to try to provide some knowledge to people on them, because it is a big financial choice to make in your art career, so it's good to be informed on it. Okay, so let's now, we're just gonna call this tablets versus display. A new page so that we can do faces. Okay. I'm just gonna hit play. I'm just gonna let her run in the background. So, basically, again, this face lesson is mostly her just talking about applying all those pieces that we put together, like the nose, the mouth, the ear, proportions, and applying it to all together, right? And she says too, like she's starting on a front-facing head, and she says like there's no use because we're drawing like a mirrored. You want them exactly on both sides, so just to make your life easier and faster, just draw one side, and then mirror it over. And then she also says, like, it's good to just start by just adding, like, a rough guide. So instead of just drawing the eyes in, like, exactly, like, you can even just draw, like, a circle, right? Like, you don't have to draw perfect. Like, just get the proportions right first. So you might have, you know, like, your nose coming down, and then, like, a brow, your nose somewhere down here, and then your mouth. So like you don't have to work on them being pretty. Like just make yourself a rough guide first. And then we're gonna copy and paste that over. Right? And then you might notice, oh, you know, maybe I'll make it a little bit. Notice it's like a little fat, just for me, my drawing. So I just made my guide a little bit smaller. But I look and it's like, yeah, everything is in like roughly the good place and where I want it. So then you're just going to drop the opacity down for that layer, right? And you're gonna make a new one on top. Make a new one on top. And then this is where you can start, you know, picking and choosing and adding more of those details that we've learned. I needed to drop it a little bit more so I could see what I was drawing. Also, hydrate. Thank you, Techno. Hello, how are you doing? And then here I'll like add the eyes in next. Add our pupils. Yeah, kind of, again, it comes down to style. I also am going to hydrate, so before I forget. My tea. I think she also mentions, like, for the eyelash, usually she just adds, like, 3 or 4 lashes. Don't forget our line here. My pupil looks like it's leaning a little bit, so I'm just gonna move this. And she says too, like, don't worry, like, if you notice something as you go, you know, like, just don't feel free to, you know, adjust and move things, and you don't have to make it perfect right away. And like, if you notice something, you know, you just change it, and you're gonna like bounce around and like change and adjust things as you go, right? So it's like, oh right, I forgot to, you know, copy the other half of my head over. I'm gonna do that now. Go back and touch up some of the head. And then, okay, I'll go back to my eye. So I'm remembering to keep the upper part of my pupil darker. Add my highlight. And some ring decoration around the iris. And a little bit darker. So it's like just all this is going to be doing is we're going to be just reinforcing and remembering every single little like piece of those steps of the eye and like applying them all together into one photo, right? So now we're going to do the nose. So I'm just going to do like a wide nose and then maybe our mouth. I like these kind of shaped mouths a bit. Move the other side. Since it's straight, you can just copy it over. Fill in those corners to show a little bit of the roundness of the teeth. And then I like my soft lips, so I'm going to add that here. And again, it's just going to be slowly using every single step and pulling everything together. My mouth is a little bit low. You don't have to follow like your guide exactly, like the underneath guide. Like, it may have looked fine when you first did it, but if you're looking at it now and you're like, oh, my mouth is too small and too far down, move it. Like, again, it's your brain will start to notice things that are more off-putting as you're adding more and more layers in too, so. There is face and eye. And the eyebrow. I think my eyebrow is a little bit too slanted at this corner, so I'm just gonna straighten it out and lengthen it a little bit. And I think my eye might be a little too far in, so I'm just gonna move it out a little bit more. Cool, and then I'm going to copy and paste and move it over. Somewhere about there. I think I can move them in a little bit again. So this is, again, I moved it out and then was like, nope. Once I got the other eye there, I did need to come in a bit and be back where the original guideline was. There we go. So a lot of this practice too, like everything that we've been learning over the course of this series, it's basically going to be slowly training you, and the more you do, it's going to be training your eye, and slowly you're going to start to realize, like, oh, like if when I draw my eyes, you know, like I draw them too far apart, or they're too close together, or like maybe my eyelashes are too thick or too sticky or something. And you're just gonna slowly realize, you're gonna see like, oh, my eyebrows, I do my eyebrows differently from them. I want to draw my eyebrows more like them. I'm going to go back and practice my eyebrows again and get them closer to what theirs is. And that's all art is going to be doing, is just practicing and repeating. And your eyes are going to learn those patterns of when you draw something weird or off-putting to you and you go, that doesn't look right. Let me try highlighting it, smushing it around, moving the brow bigger and stuff like that. And doing all those little changes slowly trains your brain into going, this is nice, this is what I like. So that's what this is slowly going to do for you. But yeah, this course is just, or this lesson today is mostly just going to be using all those techniques in order to make a clean head. So you might have already been practicing that along, and that's why I said this might be more of a review or a grace period for you, but that's what today is going to be all about. So again, it's about using everything together. So we got the ear. So I'm, again, because it's front on, remember the ear, you're gonna not see like that Y, the anti-helix is gonna be really smushed together and stuff, so it's gonna look a little bit more smushy. Something like that. And then don't be afraid to kind of like anywhere that like casts a shadow. Don't be afraid to kind of thicken up those lines in those areas, and it'll add like a little bit more three-dimensionality too. So like in the corner of this tragus here, or like that top of the anti-helix, it's going to be like really dark and have a dark shadow there because they're really close together. So that's why I doubled up some of the lines on those areas, and that is just showing more of the ambient occlusion. We'll talk about that later, But if you have an area that's gonna have like a lot of shadow there, don't be afraid to double up or thicken the line. Did I not copy paste? Thought I did. There we go. There is the ears. And oh, I'm missing a hairline. That's what I'm missing. Because we don't have hair yet. We're still hairless. Oh, I accidentally merged it onto my sketch layer. Sorry. That's okay. We're pretty much done with the sketch layer anyways, so I'm just gonna clean it up. So that's my bad. We're not gonna have like a super clean face at the end. I know the music is broken, Fox. I don't know what it's doing, so play your own music today if you can. I don't know why it's being annoying. But thank you for letting me know. I do appreciate it. I'm actually gonna make my eyes a little bit bigger. Why is my... Wait. Oh no. Did it crash? Oh no, we're fine. It's just telling me it was on a different screen. Cancel. Oh, and I guess for beginners too, when I copy and paste too, when I flip the image, I hold shift. So like when I go to move, I hold shift, remember? And that's gonna keep it on like the same plane. So all I did there was like I lined up the eye, and then to keep it in the same spot, I hit shift and I just drag it over, right? So it'll keep it roughly in the same line. So that's just like another little tip. Start the karaoke side to side. Side to side did play earlier. You missed it. But it was there. Yeah, good to know. So keep that in mind. I know I've talked about it and said it before, but it's good to like bring up those tips kind of as you're using it so you can see when I apply things, hotkeys and stuff. So I still think this head frame is a little bit wide. So I'm just gonna shrink it compared to the face again. She feels like she's got a fat head still. And then let's draw the hairline. I'm so sad you missed it. Don't worry. It'll be back. On another stream. And then I guess like another tip I think she mentioned was that she didn't in her previous lesson, but I picked up on this, where she said your neck is usually just to the inside of the pupil. So where you draw the pupil, add the neck in just to the inside of that. Will give a more slender anime neckline. We're gonna be going over the necks and stuff later. Hydration. Thank you. Also sometimes when I'm using like a solid color, I'm using this brush, which is one of the brushes that was sent as default for coloring. I used it a few times for the mouth, and now I'm like using it here as the shading as well. And then I do feel like her face could almost come up just a little bit. Ears are still in line. Ample gap. Maybe her eyes are a little bit wider, but I do like that kind of more cutesy anime style, so. It's looking not too bad. I think this cheek chub is out a little bit too much, so I'm actually gonna do the same thing that she did, because then I can teach it to you guys. So you can actually go to this tool. So you go to your blur tool, or I think that was Q. Yes, Q is what it's hotkeyed to, Q. And drink your water and tea. Thank you, dude, though. Welcome in. It's very, very good. Thank you. I have now finished my tea, so no more no more health checks. Okay, so yeah, the cheek chub is a little bit fat here. This is something that you can do with Clip Studio. So if you press your Q, you're gonna go to your blend tab with that hotkey that we set up at the beginning of this course. So your blend tab will be open. If you go to the second tab, there is something called Liquify. So Liquify lets you move things kind of around with the layer. So I'm gonna use this Liquify. I'm going to make it a little bit big and kind of grab the area that I'm unhappy with. So it's a little bit too chubby here. I feel like her face is a little bit too wide and fat, and I want it to be a little bit slimmer and cuter. So I'm just gonna grab this edge and kind of push it in a little bit. And there's different things. So if it's not grabbing and pushing, and it might be like swirling clockwise or something, make sure that you got the mode set right. So there's a push and grab, there's an expand, or there's a pinch, push left, push right, you know? What does push left and push right look like? Not what I want, but interesting. A lot of times it'll just be using the grab. Sometimes pinch or inflate can be useful too, but yeah, and I'm just gonna slim that in. See how it kind of just slimmed out her face a little bit? It's just ever so slightly, but it did just make it a little bit thinner. And I think the top of her head is a little bit too tall. So I'm just gonna grab it and pull it down a little bit. Maybe make it a little bit wider. Maybe that's too, I think that made it too rectangle. Some more about there. And this is, again, this is all drawing is just kind of comparing back and forth. I'm gonna give her a little bit more hairline. That's looking pretty good. I think I'm happy with that. Move my eyebrows in a little bit. And it's crazy how, like, in art, like, just the tiniest movements, like, you feel like you're not changing that much, but it can make a difference. Like, just the tiniest little movements and changes can make a huge difference. So, yeah, there we go. This is what we'll have for our front head here. Also, 8-Bit Colonel Panic, thank you for the follow, and welcome to the Foxfires. Go. Hello, Bread King, welcome in. And Paprika, hello. Studying at this time, too, yes. Tuesday from 6 until 9 is always our study time, so that is our art lessons. Tuesday, 6 till 9 PST. Chibi! I'm glad you liked it, Chibi. And boy, have we gotten faster too. I have gotten so much faster at sketching, and I am so thankful for it. Like, before, this would take me so long to do. This course, if anything, is taught me how to draw and sketch faces so much faster than I used to. Because I think I better learned the proportions. Like, I feel like Isham did a very, very good job in focusing on getting those areas right and doing like a step-by-step for things. So it's really helped me be faster at just like knowing and being confident where I put my shapes. And again, that's where I erased it now. But like, just quickly throw out those rough shapes. Like, your eye doesn't have to be perfect. Make, like your quick circle and lines and stuff like that. Get where everything you want to go. That's very bad because it's very quick. But doing very, very rough at first, and then go in and kind of set those shapes and use those quick tips that they said, like with eye, having this shape, start with the top lash, add in the pupil, do a pupil like this, a highlight like this, and whatnot, and just using those steps and being more confident in what each step is made me so much faster. So today's basically lesson plan and today's homework is just going to be practicing and becoming more confident at making those shapes. So the homework, again, today was a little bit short. I was technically supposed to go through and do each angle and stuff like that. So I won't do that. Ended stream, screen is black. Wait, can nobody see me? Or was it just ads? I think, Bread King, you might have just gotten an ad, and maybe the ad isn't for your area, so it's showing a black screen. That would be my guess. Also, turtle with a Did you save your liquify to where it was? To say where it is, or was it always there? It was always there for me, Blaze. Is it not there for you? See me fine. I got an ad too. Okay. It's just ads. I'll just wait for the ads to be done here. And then we'll finish up. Also, there's a... Hold on. Purse. I also accidentally brought up my keyboard. Nya, and a nyada. Got them all in. Fixed it? Okay, I think the ad ended. What it might have done for you, Brig King, is you might have gone into ad mode and then maybe the ad wasn't for your region or something like that, so it just showed you a black screen and kind of broke on itself. Oh, there was a cone? Cone as well. I missed the cone. Oh yeah, it's there with the chippy chappa chappa dooby dooby dabba dabba. Yeah, 9 p.m. for me, it's midnight for me. Very late for you. Mine is below the blend brush on little boxes. Oh, good. I'm glad you found it then. So there you go. If it's not here, below boxes, you might have this area somewhere changed. There might be one down here. Oh, I'm dancing. Boom, boom. No, we. Thank you for the dance. And more left. Okay, I'm not sure, but hopefully you can find it. If not, you can always Google as well, Clip Studio Paint Liquify, and they'll probably tell you where to find it or to add it to your palette, because it is a default tool. So it is in the program by default. So Google if you can end up finding that Liquify tool, because it can be very helpful and useful while you're sketching. Oh, perfect. Blaze will post a shot in the Discord. Thank you, Blaze. Mine I always just put in this tab here, I guess. I'm pretty sure this is where it came, but apparently not. And yeah. So again, the pages will be in the Discord too for the homework and stuff that we want to go over. And it looks like we're going to be doing the blind method. So how the blind method works for your homework is you're basically going to be tracing over their art to like learn the positions and how things work. So you're just literally going to be like practicing going over these, right? With your pen. And that'll just help you get a feel for the weight as well and matching up their lines. And then I say do one further, that after you do tracing, try to draw it again beside it without this. So if you have to like take this image and just copy and like paste it onto a separate page and then draw it beside it without this blue, or turn off the layer, I guess, to be like wherever it is. Yeah, because there'll be the layers in here somewhere. There it is. So like even just turn off the layer and draw it without it too. And that'll help you get better as well too. So do a layer where you're tracing on it and then try drawing it without it. And it's gonna take a long time. Again, this step I think is really, really helpful and very important in trying to mimic Isham's unique drawing style and getting you used to your line weights and stuff. So very important to practice this with it all, everything we've learned all together into one. Also, Inamaru, thank you for the Tier 2 Ghost Servant subby for 29 months. Welcome to the Demon Army. Just stopping by briefly before we're going to bed. I hope you're doing well. Sweet dreams then to you, Inamaru. And we are doing well. We're actually just finishing up our lesson here today, so. Bit confused with the credit session. Did you make your 3D model yourself? I did, yes. Oh, probably because it says the chibi model, and I didn't change it. This is a chibi model as well, but this is the 3D version of it, so this one I did make myself. I do have a live 2D chibi as well that is not made by me, and have an artist mama and papa for those. So yes, that is very confusing. I should probably maybe clear that up, so thank you, Paprika. Looks very nice though, thank you! I just like using the 3Ds now because I really like using the Wardo, and like having you guys be able to throw chickens at me and stuff like that is very fun in the waters. So I don't use my live 2D chibi very often because I think this is just fun. But I usually use the live 2D model for if I'm drawing or something like that because it behaves better for tracking when I'm looking down as compared to the 3D model. I goes now, good night, Inamaru. Yes, there you go, the quacks. The quacks are fun. As much as I get abused, they are very fun. And I like it when you guys have like options for doing stuff. But yeah, so all this material will be uploaded tonight. I'm pretty tired, so maybe tomorrow or something I might finish the rest of today's lesson myself, and then I'll post the other angles. And yeah, I think that's everything. So I won't post this one tonight, but I'll get the other angles done soon, and then I'll post them as well. So, and they have like on this, they have like their little points. It's symmetrical, so you can copy and paste and stuff. And these guys too, 3/4 view. Talking about how like the left gets shorter. These are all things that like we have talked about in drawing the face and the proportions. So it's nothing new. It's just kind of going over them again and reinforcing that knowledge. So, but they are written on the homework pieces, the homework slides. So you don't need me to say them again, essentially. I'm still trying to get a good headline drawing out. And that's valid, Blaze. That is valid. And if you're having troubles, like again, you are doing the critique part. So you are recognizing, oh, I'm not super great at doing this step. So all you're gonna do now is then just don't focus about the eyes or anything. Just focus on drawing that head shape over and over. Don't bother putting eyes and mouths or anything. Skip that because like that's just extra time. You wanna like keep at her, you know? Work on the parts that you can see in your eye where you're struggling and tackle that first, and do lots of practices of that step kind of thing. Yeah. Go Blaze. Blaze is doing awesome. Like I said, Blaze, you've come a long way in a very short period of time, so you should definitely be proud of yourself. Oh, and thank you. I see the thing. So their liquefy tool was a separate option like this. So they might have moved it out, and mine was moved into my blend tool like Isham's was. Isham was also put in here. It might be just a difference of versions. So your liquefy tool might be out here. Yep, repetition is key, but grinding perfection is no good. Exactly. Practice makes progress. Exactly. I like that. Practice makes progress. And because I think for me too, like I often, when I was drawing before, I got too hung up on, like it would take me a long time to sketch out a head because I wasn't confident in those proportions. And I would just draw based on when my eye would think it would looked good. And I was basically guessing and floundering in space. So what made me draw faster was going back and learning more about the proportions and learning that side of things, right? Like, oh, maybe I was confident with my lines and like line weight and stuff like that, but things weren't looking right to me and I was drawn down and slowed because I recognized like, oh, this was holding me back, I guess. And so like practicing those little pieces eventually will just make you faster and faster. So if something is causing you to be slow, I think the way to learn and to get faster is just being able to recognize where you're getting slowed down at, I guess. So me, I didn't know that that's where I was getting slowed down at, but that's why having a mentor and a course and a class and starting over and relearning things from scratch can help you find some of those flaws. So yeah, also Bad. Good morning, Lily. Good morning, Bad. I'm just heading off though. But thank you for the subby and welcome to the Demon Army, of course. How are you doing? Yeah, Blaze going through the gangbusters on that art. Doing real good. I'm so proud of you too, because you're like, you've never had any art background, you said, right? Like this is just because like I streamed art, you said that you had like an interest to get started in it and you're just starting from zero. You're gonna be like the PewDiePie, Blaze. You're doing the PewDiePie challenge right now. I'm good, you? I'm doing lovely. I'm very tired because I just got back from vacation and then I did a ton of cooking today. And then teaching and learning and lessoning. So I've had a very jam-packed day and I'm ready for bed again. But it's been good. It's nice when I get a jam-packed day. I feel very productive. Yeah, heck yeah, getting people in art is the best. I agree. No art history at all. You are like insane, Blaze. Insane. You're doing so good. Like I am blown away by, I feel like, how much just learning, having a teacher and a mentor can like really just like, and sitting down and just like setting out to learn, how quickly you can like apply yourself. Yeah. Because like those mouths, those ears you did, like those are complicated and hard things. Like the amount of time I have like sat down and done ear study, for example, or like sat down and done mouth study. Like this is not my first time sitting down in a course and drawing ears. Does that make sense? Like I've done it multiple times, so that might be why like when you watch me on the screen, it might feel like I draw it quickly, but it's like that's because I've been taught by YouTube tutorials like 4 different times, and I've sat down and practiced ears for 4 different weeks, you know? I've had a month of just drawing ears, and you've had like 1 week. So you're doing really good. But yeah, so that'll pretty much be it. Sorry, this one did go a little bit faster because we did talk about tablets and stuff like that, and then but like again, like I said, this lesson, it was kind of quicker, and it's just review anyways, because we're just going to be applying all the other steps of the face and proportions into this lesson. So I think they probably just put this course in again to be another set of just practicing for a week of getting good at drawing heads, because it is very important, and it does take time, and it does take a lot of hours into getting it right. So yeah, I think that's everything. We can do it. This will just be a continuation week. So, and then next week we're going to be doing hair, which is another big lesson. So hair is going to be another long one and complicated one. They only have 1 week for hair, and I'm like, how is it only 1 week for hair, Foxfires? Because hair, there's so much to learn about hair. How is it only 1 week? I don't know how. So we're gonna try to do the 1 week, but I'm like, are we gonna need 2 weeks of practice? In the same way that, like, you know, we had today to do this, which was like an extra day of just review and applying all those lessons we learned before. I feel like hair's gonna need that too. But who knows? Isham says we only need 1 week. We're gonna do 1 week, I guess. Believe in the LiLi that believes in you. Exactly. All right. Well, let's find, again, I'm sorry about the music. I don't know what happened to my computer. It just deciding, nope, I don't want to do music. So let's go to Twitch. Twitch.tv. Well, that went to Aqua's page. That's fine. We're gonna mute Aqua. Let's go say hi. It's an art day. Aw. Con is drawing Hualien. Let's go say hi to Con. Again, they do beautiful art, so we'll go say hi to them. Belays with a go and a nya. Oh wait, I forgot the purse. Nya. Get those purrs in. Can't skip the purr. It's a very important part. May I suggest a raid target? Oh, sure, Turtle. Who do you have in mind? Are they doing art? I kind of wanted to stick with art since we're doing art today. To be fair, hair can be simplified into small chunks. Just how you do it with muscles. If you take a look at artists such as Leyendecker, you can see he uses simple shapes for hair. Yes. I just don't know if they're gonna like discuss, like, because there's different hair types, there's different hairstyles. In general, like the general concept of blocking out hair, like where hair goes and splitting it into sections, I feel like that could be like a one lesson, you know? And then like hair types could be another one, like curly hair versus straight hair. So I don't know what they're going to be doing, or if it's just going to be a very long lesson. I don't know. But we'll find out when we get there next week, so. Oh, Ariri streaming with her new model, but she's not doing art? Wait, are they doing like a special? Oh, they're playing Tunic. Oh, and it's a 3D model? Okay, we'll go say hi. I don't mind rating Ariri, especially if they're doing something special, because I feel like I haven't rated them in a while. And I do like 3D models. So, we'll change targets. I haven't rated them in ever, it feels like. Yeah, she doesn't stream too often. So we'll definitely take the opportunity to give them some love, and especially since it's a special stream for them tonight. So, we'll just do a Foxfire raid then. And also, hello Ishikun. Have a good rest and welcome back. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, as for the next streams too, I should talk about that. So tomorrow we will have free run, our Weeb Wednesdays in the Discord. We're gonna be watching episodes 10, 11, 12 tomorrow in the Discord. So if you're interested in watching anime with us, we watch every Wednesday. There's the link there. Thank you, Blaze. And Thursday, we are going to talk about my vacation. So we're going to have a just chatting stream, also with a hand cam going on Thursday. We're just going to be looking at a bunch of the stuff I bought at the con, maybe talking about some of the food I ate or some funny, silly stories and stuff, maybe the escape rooms we did, that kind of stuff on Thursday. And then on Sunday, we're probably going to be playing a game, but I haven't decided what we're going to play yet. So it's going to be a to be determined. I got lots of games, though, that I want to play, so we won't be short on any activities there. So, yeah. And then next Tuesday, we'll be back at it with some more art and doing the hair. So, oh, yeah, there's my socials and obviously my VGen there, too, for commissions. I'm kind of selective and limited right now for the VGen commissions, but if you want to see some of my portfolios of stuff that I have, it's on there as well. So, yeah, let's get the raid for Ariri. And let's also get a raid message going. We're just gonna do Foxfire love and our Foxfire raid command there. So yeah. Thank you for streaming, Luna. Have a good night. Thank you for being here, Oz. I appreciate it. Wait, Oz, it's also late for you. Do you have the day off tonight? Because I know usually you have to go for work. Ooh, I came quite late, but it was nice seeing you. No worries, Paprika. We appreciate any bit of time you get to spend with the Foxfire community, so. You're off today! Yay! Rest time for Oz. Happy to hear that. Been vibing. Nice. Alrighty. Aw, man. Okay, Turtle, I like the wiggle command. I'm using yours. Turtle's got a better one than my default. Use that one. Alright. Thank you again, Foxfires, for being here, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye. Bye. I hope you have a good morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time zone it is for you, Foxfires. I hope it's a good one. If you are off to bed, then sweet dreams to you. But maybe you're just starting your day and you're looking for a suggestion. So let's go give Ariri the Great some Foxfire lovin'. Bye-bye. Sorry for the quiet again.